The Joe Rogan Experience.
And the way things operate is not something that's far from optimal. It's not something that sucks, but it is very good, very optimal, and hard to beat in the sense that like, for example, mortality, right? Is death important for creation? Is death important for us human beings? For life, for us as a society? Is it important for us to die? Like, if you could live forever, would you live forever?
Well, I think you miss out on the possibility that there is something. Well, I had this conversation with C.T. Fletcher yesterday because he survived a heart transplant a year and 2 days ago. I think it's. What do you think?
I think mortality is essential for everything. So I think we need the end to be there.
Right. But do you think that we need the end to be there for the overall health of the human race or all the organisms on Earth? Or do you think we need it to be there because there's something else? Do you think there's something else that happens to you when your body stops existing? Do you think your consciousness transcends this dimension?
I think I'm not smart enough to even think about that.
That's a great answer.
So
I think everybody on Earth has that exact same answer if they're being honest.
So you talked about atheism and so
Yeah.
on. I used to think atheism means what I just said.
Right.
But it's more. We know so little. So the only thing I know is that the finiteness of life is the Broadway Jiu-Jitsu school that I train at has this poster at the opening, which is a Hunter S. Thompson quote, which is
About skidding into death sideways? Is that the one?
That's a good one. No, for all moments of beauty, many souls must be trampled. Something like that.
That's a fucking great quote. God, I love that guy.
Yeah, so basically, for beauty, you have to have suffering.
I do not disagree with you. I do not disagree with any of the things you said. And I think there's always a possibility that human beings are the most advanced life form that's ever existed in the cosmos. There's always that. That has to be an option if we are here, right? If we can't see any others out there, and even though, there's the Fermi paradox and there's all this contemplation that if they do exist, like maybe they can't physically get to us, or maybe they're on a similar timeline to us, and it's also possible, as crazy as it might sound, that this is as good as it's ever gotten anywhere in the world, or anywhere in the universe, rather. That human beings right now in 2019 are as good as the whole universe has ever produced. We're just some freak luck accident, and everybody else is throwing shit at each other, right? There's 15-armed caterpillar people that live on some other fucking planet, and they just toss their own shit at each other, and they never get any work done. But we might be that. But even if that's true, even if this beauty that we perceive, even if that this beauty requires evil to battle and requires seemingly insurmountable obstacles you have to overcome, and that through this you achieve great beauty, that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Absolutely. For sure. Objectively, the universe doesn't give a fuck if Rocky beats Apollo Creed in the second movie. Mm-hmm. It doesn't give a fuck. It's nonsense. Everything's nonsense. When you look at the giant ass picture of it, what beauty is it if the sun's going to burn out in 5 billion years? What beauty is it if there could be a hypernova next door that just cooks us? Oh,
so that's like the book *Sapiens*.
Yeah,
that basically one of the things we've created here is we've imagined ideas that we all share, the ideas of beauty, ideas of truth, ideas of fairness. Yeah. We've all created together, and it doesn't exist outside of us as a society. And
no, it only exists to us. Yeah, but to us it does exist, and this is where I think the beauty of being a person truly lies. It lies in us, our appreciation of us. We appreciate people in a profound way. Like we were talking about Hendrix. I don't know how many hours of Hendrix I've ever listened to, or Richard Pryor. How many hours of Richard Pryor I watched and how much that affected me as a kid. watching Live in the Sunset Strip, that's what got me into doing stand-up comedy. We affect each other. C.T. Fletcher, who was on the podcast yesterday, who's this incredibly inspirational guy. You watch his videos, you want to lift the fucking world and throw it into space. You know, I mean, he's so powerful. We appreciate each other. We appreciate people. So all those things you're saying are real, like for us. They're real for us. My concern is not that. My concern is that we are outdated. My concern is not that there's not beauty in what we are. I am a big appreciator of this life. I appreciate human beings in this life and human beings, their contributions. And as I get older, like particularly like over the last few years, I started doing a lot of international travel. I fucking appreciate the shit of all these people that are living in this different way with weird language and shit and weird smelling foods. And I like to think, like, what would it be like if I grew up here? Like, these are just people, but they're in this weird sort of mode. Yeah. You know, I think we're insanely lucky that we have this enthusiasm for each other, that we have this like for your work, man. I have this deep enthusiasm for what you do. I'm fascinated by it. I love being able to talk to you and pick your mind about, like, you're out there coding these fucking vehicles that are driving themselves.
Artificial life on wheels.
I don't think any other animal appreciates each other the way people do. I mean, I might be wrong.
The way people do, right?
Yeah. I might be wrong about dolphins and whales. I mean, maybe they love each other just as much as we do, just in a different way.
But where does AI fit into that? So you're worried.
I'm worried that we are Australopithecus and AI is going to come along and make us look stupid. The only reason why Australopithecus would be cool today is if we found a gang of them on an island somewhere. We're like, holy shit, they survived. They never evolved. They're on this island just cracking coconuts and just eating fish, whatever they can catch. That would be amazing. But every undocumented or undiscovered, uncontacted tribe, they're all Homo sapiens, all of them. So it's like, you know.